All right, hey everybody, and welcome to the 90-minute art challenge. My name is Bobby Chu, and I'm your host. And I also have on here my co-host Masae Seki. Yeah. So today is I would say today is a special day, but this time I'm serious, because I have my wonderful friends here, the moderators of Discord, Lightbox Expo Discord, um, to paint and draw together. So welcome everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hello.
Yay, it's a
Hello.
party.
Yay! And so, a little housekeeping before we get started. Okay, so what is the 90-minute art challenge here? Well, it's a totally free kind of thing that we just do for fun. Let me show you. Boom. If you go to tumblr.com and you look for 90-minute art challenge, you'll find our Tumblr page. And here you'll see all the various challenges throughout all these weeks that we've been doing this. We're at 55. This is the 55th 90-minute art challenge. Oh my goodness. So today's challenge is to just use these colors. No blending, just straight opacity, 100%, and do some fun stuff. And that's exactly what we did. Of course, if you want to deviate from rules and things, we're not huge sticklers on any rules, really. It's all about just having fun. Then you could post your images onto Instagram, hashtag it 90-minute art challenge. And there you can see everybody else's awesome entries. And whoa, I recognize this person. This person is Patricia's.
That looks so good, Patricia.
Thank you.
And there's so many good ones, like every week. It's so cool to see all the different approaches, as well as all the different variations to certain subjects.
And even to like add on to the 90-minute challenge, it
Oh,
might
your
be
Zoom,
even
your
like,
Zoom. Please mute your Zoom.
sorry, my bad. Yeah, it'd be even more of a challenge to like take that study and then do it again, but doing something different and creating something completely new. But obviously, like taking the same, maybe like taking the same color or the composition, but adding a twist to it. So if you want to actually add another extra layer of a challenge, then I would totally recommend that.
And what are we painting on here? You know, it might be a little confusing for some of you that may never have heard of Magma Studio .io. But this is a software that you can paint with up to 30 people at the exact same time. It definitely makes things so much more fun. I remember doing this with you guys, and like we went way over the time, and like I didn't even notice until I was like, oh dang, we're like 15 minutes over.
That's what happens when you're having fun.
Right. The other thing I want to mention here, real quick, is something very, very special. Wouter Tulp has just opened up his Schoolism workshop that he's going to be doing with Schoolism, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be, you of course, it's going to be online, and you watch him talk and do his thing, but you also get these assets so that you can do a paint along, draw along with him, or if you're one of the very, very few people, I believe it's like 2 or 3, maybe 4 people, we have these openings. No prerequisites required. We do not ask for any kind of certain skill level or things like that. First come, first serve is the easiest, most kind of equal way to do this. But those limited amount of people would get for a premium, for the VIP kind of tickets, you would get to draw and paint with Wouter during the workshop, and he would be going over your stuff, which is pretty awesome, giving you personalized feedback towards your specific strengths and weaknesses, and I believe even a portfolio review at the end. So definitely check it out. Let's go to the trailer real quick. Well, for everybody on YouTube, they heard it. For us, we didn't hear it, but it was awesome. I could tell you that because I already seen it before. Big shouts out to Lightbox Expo Discord friend, the one and only Med Aldori in the audience there. We love Med. He's awesome. Subscribe to his YouTube channel.
Hello, hi.
Hey, how's it going, Med? One of my favorite streams, actually. One of my favorite streams was with you.
Yeah, that was a really fun one. But I don't want to take the spotlight here. This is all you guys.
All right. Well, you know what? Some people, the spotlight kind of just follows them, don't they? All right.
Oh, come on.
People behind the curtain.
Some people are the spotlight. They emulate, light comes from within, right out of them. Oh my goodness. My Slack is going insane. I gotta delete that stuff.
You got all of it. You got Slack, Discord, and
I'm sorry. I got
Zoom
like
all
a
up.
million things going on here. All right, so the other thing is questions. If you want to ask us a question, you can join in on Discord, which is exactly where Med came out of and was talking to us. It's a wonderful community. It's a moderated community, keeping out the toxicness that's been seeping in everywhere on the internet. And it's a nice just place to encourage people to do art and get better and things like that. Yeah, now we have a link, right? Right, Patricia? You got us a cool link.
Yes, we have a fancy one now. Definitely.
And the link is discord.gg/lightboxexpo.
Oh, you already have that. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, we Masae did it, so thank you, Masae.
You're welcome. We're official. Good place to be.
We never had like a partner party, but this is it now.
And if you don't know what Discord is, you're having enough trouble just with your iPhone or something, you could go to slido.com and type in your questions there, and you can upvote them as well. If you don't have a question, you could always upvote the ones that you want to get answered the most. And with that being said, I think I'd love to just start off with some introductions from our amazing mods. Maybe we can just take some turns and tell a little bit about yourself.
Sounds good. Patricia should go first.
I agree.
Ladies first.
Hi, I'm Patricia. Gartery is my artist nickname. I'm from the Netherlands, and I did animation. Before that, graphic design and illustration. And I went to St. Joost, AKV in Breda. What can I say? I love anything with art, animation, telling stories, doing 3D. I'm still a bit looking as my journey, but yeah. And I came to love Discord right now with this pandemic happening, and I met these awesome people along the way. So thank you guys, and I'm gonna give the mic to Nico.
To me? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Nicolás Barrios. I'm from South America, Paraguay. I don't know if you guys can see me in the layout of the moderators, but I'm here. And thanks to Lightbox and the courses in Schoolism, I've been able to study and my passions for art. I started with animation, and now I'm focusing on visual development. I want to work for television. That's mostly it. The people here on Discord have been amazing supporters for someone like me who lives in a community in a country that doesn't have such thing as an education in career in focusing on art for movies. So it's great. And now I want to pass the torch to one of the most amazing people I've met, Kofi Ofosu.
Oh my god.
My brother.
Coffee.
Okay, I'll go next. My name is Kofi Ofosu. I'm a character designer. from Accra, Ghana. That's West Africa. I was invited here to become one of the mods, and it's been such a great and amazing community being here to help nurture and support other artists. Like, I've learned so much being here, and I really love this community. And yeah, that's a little about me. So I'll pass it on to CJ Ellison.
Hey, okay, yeah, I'm CJ Ellison. I am a digital painter and illustrator. I originally worked in toy design and children's media, but have been making the transition into more live action and realism. I was really excited to join the server when Patricia asked, because I found the original TrueStream server back last year when I was feeling lonely from the pandemic, and have just been able to meet such an amazing group of artists. So I'm so excited to be a part of this. And I'm going to pass the mic over to Yen.
Hi everyone, I'm Yen. I'm from New York, and I'm a concept artist that specializes in creature and props. I work mainly for the game industry, and I also do some illustration work on the side. And I joined this server because Patricia asked me to help out, and I'm very glad to do so because I've always enjoyed helping a fellow artist and giving back to the community. And yeah, I'm gonna pass it to Noah.
Hi everybody, I'm Noah Katsira. I'm an illustrator from Israel. I also do concept art. And in non-pandemic days, I also produce artist workshop in Israel. My journey with Schoolism have pretty much changed my professional life. And Bobby, you were such a great supporter when I started working as a professional and doing the workshops here in Israel. And I was very fortunate to have Schoolism live here in Israel to host you guys. So when Patricia asked me to join as moderator for TrueStream and later on for Lightbox, I said yes. Like, I gotta give back. So I'm really happy to be here.
And who'd you like to pass the
I'm
mic
gonna
on
pass
to?
the mic to Neld. Sorry, I was nervous.
Hey, I'm Neld. My actual name is Harm Snoeje. I'm from the Netherlands as well. I'm Patricia's other half for almost 15 years now, so very happy with that. I'm actually one of the two non-visual artists on the mod team with Chris, but I'm a writer. I'm a fantasy writer for young adult fantasy novels. And yeah, that's about it from me. I'm going to pass the torch to Chris.
Wait, did you say 50 years?
15, almost 15.
Okay.
A matter of battle, Chris.
Neld and Patricia are actually
You guys look very good for your age.
He's one of the elves.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? My name is Chris. I'm not a visual artist at all. I'm a sound designer. Like Neld, I help support the Discord. I'm more of like the bot guy. So like if you see anything with Aria, or hopefully the new music bot that I'm trying to get in, that's mostly me and Patricia and Neld working together. I normally work conventions, and that's how I kind of got kidnapped into this community. It's really fun. The first in-person Lightbox, I was part of the volunteer staff, and I just stayed, and they didn't tell me to leave yet, so.
Very happy to have Chris. Yeah.
And who would you like to pass the mic to? Is there anybody else?
I'll pass it to Bobby because I think we're all done.
Yes, we covered everyone.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
We're all set.
Fantastic. Well, you know what? You were all artists on this day, so it's pretty cool. It was really fun painting and drawing with everybody. And I love how there's the limited color palette that Masae chose, because it just gave us so much kind of less to think about, so that we can think about the ideas, we could think about, what to actually paint and draw a lot more than thinking about blending stuff and all this other stuff.
And you can lay down colors a lot faster this way, and that kind of gave us the opportunity to fill this whole page, and at the end it looks like it's this really awesome piece that you kind of just want to print out and put on the wall. So yeah, I really enjoyed this challenge with everyone. And the theme that we kind of came up with is like community, because that's what the Discord, like Lightbox has become. It's this big art community that everyone from all over the world, like literally from all over the world, gather and just, you know, talk about art, enjoy life, and just, you know, it's just a great place to be.
The other day, I saw a group playing Among Us in the LBX Discord, and I was like tempted, but then I was like, "Ah, I can't get sucked in. And,
Come with us.
You should join us next time, Bobby.
You should join us.
yeah. Well, why don't we go to one of the questions on Slido now? And also, hey, Discord peeps, you're part of the fam. So if you want to, you know, chip in on anything you're listening in, you could feel free to, you know, join in on the conversation as well. Okay. So here's the first question. Hi, Bobby, Masae, and the mods. My question is, how do you approach master study, like brushwork and technique? Also, would love to see Marco Bucci on Naughty Mac. Ooh, yes. I love Marco's stuff, especially his
Yeah.
videos are very well thought out. Everybody should check them out.
Mm-hmm. Gotta reach out.
So how do any of us approach master studies? Anybody want to mention
I think that's a
anything?
question for Kofi. He's got the best sketchbooks with the best master studies.
Okay, so I'll go first since Chandler gave me the opportunity. So when it comes to master studies, usually for different masters, there are different things I'm trying to learn from them. So, and every month, I pick a master to learn from based on what I'm trying to master. So like last month, I took, what's her name?
Forgot the name. You studied her for
Yeah.
a month. They forgot.
Eliza Ivanova, right? And I love her delicate line work, and I want to like bring some of that into my work. So I spend like at least 1 hour doing a study of one of her pieces, and I try to break it down into the simplest parts so that I really understand what she's doing on that specific piece. And by breaking it down and copying it or doing a master study of it, I assimilate the information from her work. And then when I'm working on my own stuff, I realize that the stuff I'm learning from the masters, it comes into my work subconsciously. And so for me, that's how I go about like studying from other artists who are masters, be it modern masters or old masters.
Love it. It sounds actually like, you know, Bruce Lee has said before, he's like, you know, you learn, I'm going to butcher the whole thing probably. I can't. He's my hero. I can't do that. Never mind. But he says some shit about learning, and it was awesome.
Just imagine it. Just imagine it.
Very specific. You know, Bobby, something that helps me a lot with master studies, I don't do them as often as I should, but I don't know, is a lot of the Discord, the 90 minutes, seeing people do the process. Sometimes it's hard finding just a stream or a live painting of the artist, but finding one is incredibly valuable. That's what I always appreciate, having so many different artists here, because I can see all the type of process that all of them have, because everyone has a different set of steps. And just watching them do it, and like, oh, that's the way, oh, that's how they do textures, or how they start sketching, is always amazing.
Oh man, I've learned so much from painting with everybody. You know, painted with CJ a little while back too. You know, it's really, really great. And painting with Masae has been very influential to me as well. You know, you start to use like 100% opacity a lot, right? And there's this one stream that's going to come out with Zach Retz, right? And
Yep.
my pressure sensitivity wasn't working that day. You know, and then I was like, oh man, how am I going to do this? And then they're all like, yeah, you should get that pencil brush. You know, we're all using the pencil brush. And I'm like, that's 100% opacity, 100% flow. All right. And it was awesome. Now I'm almost kind of not hooked. I still like the other brushes, but a lot more open to it.
Yeah. It's funny because in the beginning you were painting the way you usually do, and then all of a sudden it stopped working. So Zach and I were just like, "Oh, it must be a sign. You got to join us with the pencil tool or the pen tool." Yeah,
And
look forward to
actually,
that.
Med was in one of the streams as well. Ahmed Aldori, he was in the stream as well, and painting with him, he's so quick. And I really learned about like stylizing things as well, right? He really stylized it really quick, and then made this beautiful painting of this woman, and then mine looked like her frumpy cousin or something. So I was like, yeah, I gotta think about what will make the image look good as opposed to trying to copy everything that I see.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, totally.
I had a great time also watching you guys paint those frogs with Iris. I think she's in the chat too. Oh my god, I fell in love with what you guys did.
Oh, no way. Is Iris there? Iris Muddy?
Yeah, she's here. I see her.
Oh, yeah, she's muted though.
Iris.
Hello, Iris.
And oh, sorry. Go ahead, Miss.
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if anybody in Discord has a question or anything like that, love to hear from you as well.
I do have a question.
No, go ahead.
Dude. All right. It'll be quick. Actually, it won't. But it'd be interesting because watching the painting unfold on YouTube, it's got some beautiful characters and designs, and using that color palette, wondering what each person was kind of thinking about and what they wanted to design and what they went through. Did they end up changing what they wanted to do? It'd be kind of interesting to see what people were thinking when they did that.
Yeah, like how did you feel as well? Is anybody kind of like nervous painting with other people, or pretty much used to it from Magma? Kofi's thinking. Let's hear Kofi. He always has a good answer.
So for me, it was kind of like an automatic drawing process. So I drew a lady with an afro in the bottom middle part, and when I was done, I was looking around and I saw like Masae had done some really cute characters with like some bunny characters. So I was like, you know what, I like the cuteness of the bunny characters. So I drew a couple near the girl that I drew. And it was really like an interesting process because like I realized that like all the other artists drawing on the page had a lot of range, because I'd always seen Noah drawing very realistic portraits, but like in that day, like she did really cool stylized characters. So it was really an interesting experience for me.
Yeah, I was not in my comfort zone. I was really nervous about this because it's like I don't like doing the full 100% opacity brush. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna give it a go and not like be negative about it, because it's like otherwise it would affect me, and I just like tried things out. And that's pretty much it. I think I did like a few different styles there. And it was like really, really interesting to see how everyone is like approaching the characters. Like the characters that Masae did, I've never seen this type of characters from her before. You know, that's an idea. I can try and do that, you know? And that's what's great about drawing together.
Speaking of which, Masae did these absolutely adorable drawings of her cats for her cat's birthday. I definitely recommend everyone checking them out.
No, those were so cute, Masae.
Thank you.
I didn't realize your cats were so young.
Yeah, they just turned 1 year old, a few days ago. So, just to celebrate. I know they won't really appreciate it, but I appreciate it. I just did a bunch of drawings of their goofiness. Tried to capture
so cute. Those images felt animated.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, really good characterization.
Yeah, I love the one with your cat in the tube with her arms in the air. That was my favorite one.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hello. Can I come in now?
Hi, yes. What's your question,
Yes.
Carlos?
Well, one of my question is, what is any of you has any masters that you think everyone should at least study once?
Oh, okay. Yeah. If there's anybody that you could have everybody kind of study, what artist would that be? That's a great question.
I gotta think about that one.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
I got the absolutely direct answer being J.C. Leindecker. I think everybody should study him.
Exactly what's on my mind. J.C. Leindecker.
It's so versatile, not just with coloring, lighting, painting, but also stylization and rhythm, flow, shape design. It's all there.
I would say Corey Loftus.
Oh, yes. Corey Loftus.
That guy's really good.
Wait, I'm taking notes. Repeat the names. Thank you very much. Taking notes. These are like classes for me. I always learn something.
Corey Loftus is right there.
Anders Zorn.
Yes.
Zorn.
Zorn.
Anders Zorn is really good.
I think it's just that when you do master studies, at least I want to think about what I want to learn from that person. Because every one of us can take something different from the same picture, from the same master artist.
Exactly.
So it's like, even if that could be an awesome challenge, but it would be interesting if we do that sometimes, like to see what were the thoughts of every person. What did they take from that?
So cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I guess that's a.
I hope that
For
answered your
me-
question. Anybody else?
For me, it would be John Williams and Monet. What's it? Well, yeah. I really like the way they paint. I like the looseness, and for me, I already said to Masae and Bobby, the way Zach Ratz paints, it's really amazing. Like the looseness of his brushwork, and yeah, it's really inspiring.
Yeah, I think for me, one of my favorite artists is Sam Spratt. I don't know if anyone knows who he is, but he's one of the more modern artists right now. He does some really cool stuff. Just the way he uses color and realism at the same time, it is really impressive. I would love to know how he thinks.
One other to mention, Kea Sadera.
Okay.
You don't know Kay? You should. Look her up.
Yeah, that. I don't even know. Like I'm, married to her. I don't know how she does what she does. It's incredible. But yeah. All right. So here's another question from Slido here. Hello. Want to know how is work-life balance working in a huge studio versus in a small studio with just a core team? How did the experience differ? So, anybody work in a big studio before?
Yeah.
I think Med. Yeah, Med.
Yeah.
He has some. That was a funny, interesting tone of voice that you used to answer that question.
Yeah, I've worked in studios that were like literally a giant. Well, it seemed like a big open warehouse with just a bunch of desks everywhere, and it's a big open area. As well as smaller studios where it's just like 4 or 5 people. I definitely prefer the smaller studios, but the bigger studios, I don't know, there's a lot more to keep up with everybody, and it's like less, because of the size of the company, you kind of have less of an awareness of everything that's going on or who the people are, and you kind of just have to stick with your own corner. Whereas with a smaller studio, you have kind of like this more intimate connection with the people you're working with, and you have a question, you just kind of turn around and be like, hey, what do you think of this, or whatever. I don't know. I definitely prefer the smaller ones, but overall, I prefer not working at any studio at all. But yeah, especially if it's going to be like a big studio for movies where there's a lot at stake and the turnaround times are really quick, you're going to have to be feeling not only the stress with what you have to do, but feeling the stress of everybody else running around trying to get things done. And if you're good with that kind of stuff, then that's cool. But if you're like me and you don't like that kind of stress, then finding a balance elsewhere is a better option.
There's definitely an interesting balance when you're working in a bigger studio versus a smaller studio. Like some people will have great experiences, but there's a lot more politics. I think we could generally say pretty easily there's a lot more politics in a bigger studio. Before my studio, before my little studio, I worked in a big studio downtown Toronto. And the reason I quit, I had a 12-month contract. And all I needed to do was make it to that 12th month, and then I could collect UI or something as I tried to study and try to find my next job. I ended up quitting after 11 months. I was like right there, and it's because
so close.
Yeah, and it's because it's because of company politics. This person tells me do this and this. I'm like, okay, I'll do this and this, and I write everything down that everybody tells me so I don't forget. Right, so I do it exactly what he said, and then it doesn't look right. It renders out and it doesn't look right because it's 3D, whatever. And then he blames it on me, just straight up, just like, I didn't ask for this. What are you talking? I'm like, yeah, you did. I wrote it down. It's right here. And then everybody around me was telling me, nah, that's how he is. Just say sorry. Right? And I was like, I quit. That's what ended up happening. Yeah.
That sounds toxic.
Yeah, very toxic,
Sounds
right?
like theater.
But that's, well, with 5 people, it's very hard to be toxic and not be kind of seen, right? With 1,000 people, it's far easier to hide in the nooks and crannies of the company.
Yeah.
But I'm biased.
I'll
be the first to say I'm totally biased.
I can share a little story. I don't want to say which studio it was, but I remember, and it was about 2 years ago, the first time that I went to a professional studio in animation. And I was so excited to finally see where all the movies come from, how it is inside. It was a dream for me. And when I get inside, I feel this shiver. Like I just enter just enter the most dangerous place in the world. It was so terrifying. Everything was so calm. People were so professional there, and I was just so scared for the level of pressure I just felt inside. And every other little studio that I ever went to, it was always so friendly. I get inside, I can say hi to anyone. When I get to a professional studio, I just felt like there was this hierarchy in every floor, and I just felt like I was just only a guest. I can't imagine what it would have been like for me working there. But still, it was my first time, and I had so many expectations. It was so crazy to actually feel it.
Yeah, I remember, like, you go in. Well, I went into the big company or whatever, and the only people I know are the other little fish that just came into the big company. And then the bigger fish that I want to like hang out with or get to know, because I just want to get to know everybody. They already formed their own clique. You know what I mean? And it's like, they talk about the barbecue that's gonna happen on the weekend, and it's like, can I go to your barbecue? Well, it's more of a personal whatever thing. And all right, things like that.
Oh,
yeah, it happens. It happens.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Well, Bobby, I think you did the right thing, because I think the dream situation is, well, you get to know artists throughout the industry, and you kind of make a dream team of artists you want to be around and work with, and that becomes the studio. And you're always working with the people you know and you like, and you get to bring in new people if you so choose. Whereas being at the mercy of like the bigger, I guess, fish, It's kind of not ideal for artists. What's that, Iris?
Sorry, and their ego.
Yeah, ego. I mean, we all have ego problems, but that we hopefully resolve. But yeah.
Hey, Iris, and good to hear from you. Yeah.
Welcome, Iris.
Iris.
No, totally. It's a different beast to navigate through when you're working in a just bigger space with more people. You know, that makes sense.
I think you're more susceptible to gaslighting in bigger studios. Like, I was doing sound design for, I'll just say it's Lionsgate, for a Lionsgate project. And, like, I have to have everything, like, approved, so I'm like, alright, cool. And there's, like, nope. I never got feedback for anything I submitted. They're like, alright, we like this, we don't like this, we like this. I'm like, alright, cool. Can you give me notes on the things you don't like? And they're like, we'll forward the email to one of the creative directors and he'll reach out to you. Never did. And and so like it wasn't like we were working with Lionsgate directly. I was part of a smaller studio, and so like the smaller studio, like we're all like one big happy family. But like sending things over to the bigger studio was like trying to send a carrier pigeon. We couldn't get anything done, and like the closer we were to like our deadline, they're like, "Hey, what's going on there?" And I'm like, "We don't know. You keep like not approving our stuff." And this is I mean, this wasn't for a movie. This was for the gaming side. So I'm not sure if that's how the whole studio is, or if that's what it's like on the artist side. But like on like the technical design and the sound design stuff, it was like pulling teeth. I didn't know what to do, and it was my first experience, and I honestly did not like it. I was getting like I would send something like, "Oh yeah, we said that this was okay, but now we're saying it's not." It's like, what do you want from me?
Sounds stressful.
It was. I lost hair.
Wow, are you serious?
Not
I'm
like
bald now.
No, like I'm just pulling my hair out.
Oh. Because I know a friend that lost hair from stress. Or Masae and I, we know a friend that lost hair from stress. He grew it back through like eating a whole bunch of Chinese herbal medicine or something. I don't know how the hell it worked, but he actually grew it right back.
Yeah, that's pretty shocking.
To that medicine?
But the whole small studio experience, like I remember when I first started at Imaginism, I honestly did not expect becoming friends with you, Bobby. Like even though I know like there's only a few artists, and I think it's just like the idea of like, you're so high up here and I'm just starting, but then for you to like make me feel welcome, that was like a nice feeling. And I think that's like kind of the best part about a small studio is like people treat you a bit more like a person rather than like, there's a hierarchy kind of position within the studio. So that was really nice.
Well, not to, pour too much sugar over this conversation, but I must say, to see how hard you work and the passion in like everything that you do, the care that you put in, it's so easy to kind of like go, yeah, she's awesome. I would love to be her friend. So yeah, of course.
I try.
Yeah, and there's this fun video that we made like a while back that I watched recently, and it's on my YouTube channel if you guys want to check it out. You look for like Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, because I brought Masae into my room and started to talk about the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and she has some characters that she designed for Christmas Chronicles as balloons in the parade. And so I wanted to bring her in, talk about that, but she didn't know that I got plane tickets for her and me and Kay to go to New York, to go to the Thanksgiving Day Parade, and see these floats in person. So it was a really
Oh,
fun,
that's
great
so
video.
sweet.
Yeah, like everything was like, I just kind of put my camera there, but it was very not,
Yeah.
obvious, and recorded the whole reaction. It was so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really heartfelt story.
Exactly.
I love to see Masae's face now. Give us the recording, Bobby. No. Yeah, that's amazing.
I remember when after he said like, yeah, I was recording us the whole time. I'm just like, shoot, did I do anything weird? Did I say anything weird? Yeah, that was like the first thought that came to my mind. But then obviously after, like, I was grateful, I was thankful.
So much fun. That was
Yeah.
a great trip. I wish we could go on trips more now. Or not now, but like, I wish, yeah, you know what I mean. I wish we could go on trips safely.
Yeah, once things are safe.
Yeah, especially like with all the mods, like we're all from different parts of the friggin' world, It's like the United Nations up in here. It would be so awesome for us to all kind of meet in person one day.
Yeah.
We talk about that
Lightbox
all the
2022.
time. Yeah.
We already talked
Yeah.
about like
Just a
matching
tiny
t-shirts.
bit. Just a tiny
It's
bit.
like the first topic is food. We talk a lot about food, art, of course, and then meeting each other, and Nico's height.
Yeah.
Apparently, Nico is very tall.
We have a whole plan. How are we going to find out each other?
Yeah.
We already know. We already prepared
We'll,
everything.
we'll wear matching t-shirts. You know that, right?
So we'll just all look for Nico. Nico's tall enough. We'll all look for Nico, and then we find each other.
Yeah. Nico will put on his plant hat and then.
Everybody meet
I will hold the banner for the lightbox. People will come and find us.
You can be the airport greeter.
We'll give you those sticks. You can like kind of wave and direct us.
I
towards
mean,
you.
Of course.
being greeted by Nico and Kofi at the same time, that would be like amazing. Like, you have,
That'd be like just a wave of positivity. I don't know if anyone
Yeah.
can handle it so much,
Yeah.
like a supernova.
I feel like when we all actually meet in person at Lightbox, it's gonna be one of those moments where you're just like, this is weird. I normally see you in my screen, but it's like you're there in the flesh. It's like meeting a celebrity or something.
It's gonna be hard to hold the excitement and joy of finally meeting my friends in person.
Like I hope you guys love hugs. I need to embrace all of you. Like several times.
I feel like tears are gonna happen.
There will be
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone remember, next Lightbox, bring Kleenex. There will be tears.
We can give that as a free handout.
Yeah, just hand them out. Everyone walks in. Here's your badge. Here's your Kleenex. You're gonna need it.
You know, there's gonna be a sleepover party.
And I think one of the amazing thing now with Discord as well, like you get to know so many people. So now if you're gonna enter in Lightbox, there's so many people I want to meet and want to talk to, and yeah, I think next one when there's like a real life event, you at least I feel less alone, like almost like a lot of people. Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, like
Yes, you do.
I remember regulars now, like Weena. I always remember Weena.
Yeah.
I always remember
Weena.
Guy. I always see Guy in there a lot, and all sorts. It's great. And I have no idea what they look like, which is really interesting too.
Can I have a question on next time?
Sure, Guy. Someone has a question?
Yeah. So you're like a family that don't know each other.
We know each other. We just don't. We just can hug each other.
Yeah.
Mel and Patricia knew each other for 50 years.
Before they were even born.
A long distance family.
Yeah.
It's kind of true though. I have a hard time explaining to like my family and like my friends that live locally that the majority of people that I'm really close to live hundreds, if not thousands, of miles away from me now.
Oh, yeah.
It's been amazing. Sorry, I would just say it's been amazing though, not just the mod team, but everyone in the community, like talking to people from all over, talking about anything, even playing like games like Among Us with. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Anyone?
So many people here on Discord that are amazing.
I don't know if I can handle this much positivity.
We'll get used to it.
It's like, are you sure this is the internet? This seems weird.
Right? All the internet positivity just got concentrated in this one spot. That's just what's been happening.
Yeah, we just stole all the positivity.
I was going to pitch in and say, like, yeah, on the internet, everything is there. You have the bad, you have the good, right? But like, this is a part of the internet. It's able to bring so many people together to create like so many amazing experiences, and that's really cool.
Right. And it's like, I remember like when me and Kofi joined Patricia for TrueStream, and the community was just, we met people for the first time, and seeing them open up and get confident and grow throughout this time, it's so freaking amazing. And I feel like I've changed throughout like this period of time, and I've seen the other people here through the moderation also grow, and I hope you guys feel the same.
Oh, absolutely.
I agree.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Giving
And
out
I
a
can't.
shout out to Anastasia. She's grown a lot.
Anastasia.
Kofi.
Anastasia, I still need to see
Anastasia.
your amazing book. Anastasia just finished this amazing, like, multi-month massive book project.
Exactly.
And I haven't seen it yet. I can't wait to. I can't wait
Tearing
to
up. Like when she showed it to me, I was like, at the end of it, I was like already tearing up.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
And I guess I have to highlight like this whole positivity in this Discord. It obviously wouldn't happen without all the moderators here. If it weren't for you guys, it's like essentially picking out the bad apples and making sure you're nurturing this whole community. It's like I have to give the biggest thanks to you guys because like I feel like I've made really good friends on here and got to meet a lot of amazing people. I think people that I talk to more than the friends that I've had over the years, and there's just like this nice connection that I've had. So it's all thanks to you guys.
Oh, Masae, making me emotional.
Yeah, and by the end of the stream, we'll be tearing up and like.
Yeah. Just gotta rename the title of this video like "Watch all the moderators cry."
Oh yeah.
I think we have to give a lot of credit to the community as well because every once in a while we will get a small issue. It happens more rarely than you think. Most everyone coming to this is just so positive and they want it to be a good community.
Exactly.
So it really helps make our job easy and just makes it just so much better.
Yeah. And most of the time, like I think like we had maybe 1 or 2 cases that were difficult, but even then it's like when Masae said picking out the bad apples, I was like, there are no bad apples. The people here, even like if there's an issue going on, usually it can be talked about. And that's the whole our purpose that we are here as moderators is to facilitate and help other people communicate, because between the internet and different cultures there's a lot of miscommunication. So I think like the people that come to this community are coming for the positivity. They're coming to be in this way. So we didn't have a whole lot, I feel at least we didn't have a whole lot of drama to deal with.
Yeah, I
Everybody's
second
like so respectful and kind and funny. It's like
I even remember that from Lightbox Expo 2020, right? There were people helping us, volunteering. Chris remembers this with Mary, where she said like in other kind of events there's a lot more trouble, and she said like this community is somehow there's so few problems. it's ridiculous shit. Like, and that's something we notice as well. Of course, it's just very wholesome, I guess, in a way, despite us living everywhere. But it's very easy, comparable apparently to other communities.
I had a question.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a question. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess two things. Like, did any of you guys volunteer at the Lightbox event or participate in it? And also, how do you deal with like some difficult issue between people? Do you ask the person to explain themselves or what?
The first question, do you mean like the live event or the online event?
Oh, the live one.
Live one. Yeah, me and Chris were part of the live one. Nelt.
Yep.
We saw Bobby, of course, and Masae in a way. We saw all the people coming in the beginning, and first it was all the presenters, and yeah, it was really crazy how many names came in there, and they're still part of it. Some a bit more active than the others, but they're still part of this community, which is crazy. They're like the best of the best, and we get to hang out with them, some of them, and that's been a treat. Like you, Iris, and yeah. Yeah, I think we never suspected how many people would join the live event. Like Mary, Chris, we all braced ourselves when the gates got open and the amount of people came in. Do you remember, Nelt, like the figures? Like
12,000 it was, right? Lightbox Expo,
Yeah.
12,000 Escort members.
Yeah, I think in a discussion with Bobby and Jim, they were suspecting, or we were suspecting, way less. So it's yeah. I don't know if you remember, Bobby, but it's become way bigger than we thought it would be.
You know,
And yeah, that's thanks to you guys.
I'm not surprised with leadership from Patricia, bringing the good culture to the rest of the community. It really dribbles down from the top.
Aw, thank you. And yeah, about the other question, like how to deal with some cases. Usually, what Noah said is true. Like, there's a lot of misinformation. People come of all sorts of the parts of the world, and some communicate better. Some artists are more closed off, meaning they don't read some communications. But yeah, we try to mediate with those with people and those cases, and usually it all works out. And if it doesn't, that happens too. But I think it's everyone needs to grow, and we try to help them grow. And we host like little community events as well, and I think we all have like an influence on it, like helping people. And I definitely can say Kofi helps a lot of people. Noah, CJ, Nico, Yen. Like we all have like a influence, I think, and that's good.
Yeah, a lot goes to like example behavior, I think. Like if you try to create a good atmosphere, then you stop a lot of problems before they happen. And like once those issues still arise, then I guess a lot of us we debated with each other, with a team of mods, what to do. And then usually Patricia is the one who does the actual mediation. She's very good at it. So yeah.
I guess to reword my words, rather than picking out the bad apples, you guys extinguish fires before they, get out of hand.
I feel like they're like bruised apples that the mods will pick up and like take care of until they nurture them back to health,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Then we put them back in the tree and put them in and come back later.
Exactly.
Shine them up.
No one gets
We're
nothing.
all shiny apples.
Yeah.
Anybody else have a question? Or
Can I jump in here real quick?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
Hey guys, how's everybody doing? I'm sitting here with just the biggest smile on my face, listening to all these lovely people that we've gotten to know over this short time here on the Discord. But just a few things. Bobby, first off, if I ever have a barbecue, you are invited, my friend. It was such a sad thing for me to hear that you weren't invited to a barbecue because of the fact that you weren't part of this clout group, whatever that was. That just hurt me, because coming from the islands, we barbecue because the wind blows the dirt, a certain way. It doesn't matter. So if we ever have a barbecue, you're invited. But really just wanted to give mad props to all the mods, but more so the culture that's built here. You guys have done, I can't even, just watching the interaction from the mods. A lot of other streams or just sites where moderators are there, it's very the word I'm looking for is mechanical. They get in and they got a job to do, they do it, and it's very cold. With the Discord community, what you guys have done, and the words I'm trying to get out here, the way the interaction is between you guys is so warm, and there is something to be said about that, because it's almost like, Bobby, I think you hit it right on the head when you said it comes from the top. It's almost like you assembled this really amazing group of people, and they wouldn't all be here, interacting with one another unless you put them in the spot that they're in. Because these people, even though they do volunteer, they're put in there for a reason. So the fact that you've created this amazing community, as a consumer of this side of the Discord, truly grateful for it all. And back to the mods, just thank you guys for doing what you're doing. Keep doing it. Don't let up. And just know that it's appreciated on this end. And yeah.
How dare you make me emotional in front of so many people? Gosh dang it.
Sorry, I had to keep it together.
I won't tear it up now.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Isla. We appreciate you.
Hey, can there be a mods panel at the physical Discord? Sorry, the physical Lightbox, the next one?
Sure.
It's up to both.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great idea.
Oh, who's the guy that scheduled all that, or like ran all that? I remember him like running around like a headless chicken trying to make sure everything was. And he was wearing a suit too. That's what I was like. You're the only person in this weather wearing a suit.
Oh,
while working.
That's
a
Chris.
professional man.
Yeah.
Chris Chung.
He's awesome. He really helped save Lightbox. The in-person one, like right in the beginning, there's so much chaos, and he came right in and like fixed it all up super quick. Yeah, really great guy, really good friend, awesome person. Chris Chung.
Yeah.
Why don't we go to another Slido question? This one says, how do you juggle multiple projects and personal obligations without burnout? Anybody?
Schedule free time. Like, that's the only solution that I had so far, and I still like lose myself. But yeah, scheduling free time that is hard in stone, and nobody's shifting you, and you're not shifting it, because it's like your best ideas will come from your free time when you're being absolutely lazy, but being good about being lazy, not like procrastinating, just good lazy. So yeah, I think like super, super important.
I schedule in spontaneity. Is that weird? It's like Saturday, I want to be spontaneous. I'm going to put that in my schedule.
I remember that about an emergency. Yeah, and into the NOAA, and I have my little board here. I have my list of stuff that I always put like things to do this week and another list of things to do this day, just to organize myself. I'm still learning at it, but it's a step. Is in the list getting better at doing a list,
I love lists.
So try to organize yourself.
I love lists. They scare me. I try to make a habit almost out of everything that is like reoccurring. So that takes an edge off from like, oh, I have so many stuff to do today, because it's automated.
For lists, I generally the biggest thing is everything on my list is very doable within like 2 to 3 hours at the most. Usually an hour. So you don't put in stuff like create, character design today. It's like I don't know how long that'll take just to come up with the idea. I don't know. So I put in like something like think about an idea for a character design for half an hour, right? You finish that half an hour and now you could check that off of your list, even though you didn't come up with anything perhaps, right? You could check it off and go on to something else. And that's how I multitask a lot, is being able to check these things off. And if I can't check them off, it's not the right thing on my list.
Oh, Bobby, that's so good. Putting your time, how much time is this going to take? That helps a lot. It's hard to organize, but it helps a lot having a time limit.
Yeah, if that's only for things where it could take days, right? If it's something that is easy to do, like move chairs from point A to point B, then that's just in there. I don't say 5 minutes to move chairs.
Masae, start the chronometer.
I could add.
To add to what you guys were saying, right? I realized like with scheduling, it usually sounds counterintuitive to a creative that like it makes your life mechanical and you lose the spontaneity. But actually, when you don't schedule your life, your days, your weeks, months, you realize there are so many distractions that eat up your time. So like social media, etc. And when you actually have a schedule, it allows you to get things done so that you can take your time to relax and do other stuff that might not necessarily be important, just to have fun. So like I think scheduling is really important.
Yeah.
The other thing is like on my list, I'll put personal things as well as business things, in my list and in my calendar, because it all shares the same time, right? And it's like, it's interesting why so many people might make separate lists. Because otherwise now I have to check 2 lists instead of just one.
I used to actually do that, make separate lists, but it doesn't work for me. As you say, like then certainly you start prioritizing like the one list above the other, which is really bad. I think you should always like your life is at least just as important as your work.
Yeah, I only have a list and a calendar. Sorry, Med. Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, so I mean, going back to the original question, these are all great answers. But part of the question was, how do you avoid that burnout? And one thing I would want to say is that if you can have a better foundation to start with in terms of how you feel, where you have, okay, in one scenario, you're not getting enough sleep, you're overeating, life just feels like it's a drag. It's going to be hard to do any of those tasks. But if you start to develop a routine where you have some kind of workout, whether it's going for a walk or doing some yoga or meeting with a group to do some exercise, that changes so much in your ability to be effective with the things. And that will really help with avoiding burnout. It certainly helped me by working out in the last month, just every day. Everything else just becomes easier.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally,
Finding some handle of control, something you can do to take yourself out of the state you're stuck in. It gives you back a sense of control. And also, like Noah said, when you make time for taking a break. So like an athlete or a soldier, you can push hard, push yourself past the limit, knowing that you are promised a break to rest and recuperate after that. But if you don't give yourself that, then that's what happens to give yourself burnout.
Yeah.
I totally agree with Jen.
Can I add on to that? On the burnout thing? I'm just adding in because I had a sense in the last month that I'm heading towards the direction. So what I did was I checked like my weekly schedule, saw is there something that is flexible that I can change. the things that I realized I can change, I did. You know, because sometimes you need the flexibility and to communicate that with whoever is involved in your life that, yeah, you do need to change something, otherwise you will burn out. And it's really important that you have someone to communicate that with, because they will be able to help you and support you.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like it's super super important to be flexible. And I'm like a kind of person that once I said something, I'm gonna do it. The whole world can burn, but I'm gonna do it. And I learned that's like a way to smash my head into a wall.
And
So yeah, so that's pretty much it.
I wanted to add that like sometimes I have friends who will be in a really bad moment in their life and they'll say like that they feel incapable to do art or that they feel like nothing will ever work out, and I'm like, wait. First check your just basic needs. Are your basic needs being fulfilled? Are you happy? Are you okay? Do you have vitamin D? Do you, all these basic things like, are you sleeping okay? Are you eating okay? Is someone in your life creating a big stress influence on you? And basically right now the biggest thing is like, first ask yourself, is it COVID? And it probably is. So hard on yourself.
I'm kind of scared when all restrictions will be out, will be left out. I'm kind of afraid that I won't know how to communicate in real life. I'm not kidding.
It'll take time.
I had a person come to me at a convention and have a very hard time speaking to me. And then finally he was like, I'm sorry, you know, I'm not that good at speaking live, real time. He said, real time. I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, usually it's like text or something, and then I could think about it, I write it out, and I change it, you change it, but this is all like real time. I was like, huh, oh, okay. That's interesting. That's very interesting.
Young people now have trouble with, I think.
Yeah, it's like if you have an anxiety issue, sometimes that also comes up because it's like when I had an anxiety issues, especially when meeting people, I was so afraid of saying the wrong thing. And I was lucky enough that even when I said the wrong thing, I was talking to very kind people who gave me the benefit of the doubt. So it's like, yeah, I don't know where I was going with this. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? I definitely feel like you've come a long way, Noah. You know, like we've known each other for a while, and I've seen like your kind of progression and everything. And yeah, when we first met, you were a bit of a stress ball, right? Like, no, it was great though. Like you had so much determination and passion for what you wanted to do, which is what I feel caused a lot of the stress. You know, and for me, I've had stress too. I've had a lot of stress before. Right after the success of Alice in Wonderland, and all these people start calling, and then I started taking all these jobs. Oh my God, I was really stressed out. And then I realized it's like, if I don't have to remember anything, if everything's kind of like all written down, very organized in a list, in my calendar and in a list, and I only focused on the things that I can affect, the stress went away.
Yeah.
Right? Because stress really, it comes from those two things. Like, did I forget anything? Did I forget anything? And that feeling of like, you know, am I staying on top of everything? And oh my gosh, that outcome, you know, that you can't control, and you just keep thinking about it. It's never that good. So, you know, like maybe you do a test for a job, and then you're just stressing, am I gonna do well on this test or whatever? Well, that's totally out of your control. Art is subjective. Somebody might like it and hire you. Somebody might look at the exact same thing and not hire you, right? But the thing that we can control is our attitude and our, you know, effort that we put into the thing. And even if we don't get that job or whatever, I bet you anything, you will eventually. You know, it all kind of, it's like, it's never a straight rocket ship up. It's more like we're a pinball in a pinball machine, and we're getting batted around, but hopefully going, you know, up. As long as we're trying, we will get up.
Bobby, could I pitch chip something in?
Yeah.
based on what you just said, right? Yeah, and it's about like the moments where like the opportunities that we want or the goals that we want to achieve, we are giving a no. I think rather than being stressed or feeling inadequate, that time that has been given to you is the time for you to even prepare better and get better at whatever it is you want to do. Because sometimes people will get a no, maybe a job they want, etc., and then they become depressed and they don't want, and they are not in the waiting period. They are not actually sharpening their skills and getting better at the craft, upgrading themselves to position themselves for a new and better opportunity. So the long and short of what I'm saying is, even if you don't get the chance to get that opportunity, that waiting period, make the best use of that time and learn what you need to learn to position yourself for better stuff ahead. Yeah.
That was awesome. That's literally like what Masae and we believe in and talk about all the time. It's like just work twice as hard on your own stuff when it's downtime. You know, people will notice. Yeah. All right. Well, why don't we go to another question here? This is Anonymous says, "Hi, I was wondering how common is it to take time to focus on mental health, artistic growth for a few years before jumping into a career after college?" That's tough, right? That one is a tough one because you're in your, you're living at home, saving some money, in your room all day. You're not in school. You're not employed. There could be a lot of like, "Bobby, what are you doing? Go wash the dishes. Like you're just drawing. Can you mow the lawn? Can you help me, renovate?" Whatever. It's like, yeah, because it's like, well, he's just drawing. He's just painting, and because I tried that, right? Like in the very beginning of Imaginism Studios, I quit after 11 months, and then I moved back home for a month. And after a month, my parents said they were selling the house and moving to Taiwan. And that really put a fire under my butt because, I got to figure stuff out. But yeah, a lot of like, wash the dishes or whatever, right? Renovate. Yeah.
I feel like there's a story behind
if I can add, Bobby, because I'm really in that spot right now, to say the least. I'm gonna wash the dishes after the stream. Mental health is something that you should always keep in mind all the time. Like, how are you feeling besides art with your life? Because, and I always I think Bobby said once the example, think of how a doctor works. Think of the next day this doctor have to do something. Do you think he is gonna have is not gonna sleep well? It's not gonna study. It's not gonna try to move forward. This doctor is just gonna give up or struggle. You need to keep going, thinking of the stuff that you want to achieve. What steps do you need to take? What stuff can you do now? Even just little things to keep in mind to keep moving forward. Don't think of I need to work in this studio right now or make this kind of project like other people are doing. Think of the stuff that you can do right now and try to do them. Easy stuff. What book can you read, and with who can you talk? What kind of job can you take right now? Little stuff that you can do to keep moving forward and not stopping or stalling. Always try to keep moving forward. And as I said, mental health is something that you should always keep in mind, and no matter the aspect of your life that you're going through, because it is your mind is always the most important tool that you can do in any work.
Yeah, especially this creative work, and I agree with what Nico said. I don't know about how common it is, but I know it is crucial that you take care of your mental health when you feel the need arise. Because I used to have the worst stereotype about mental health, that it's just feelings. I can just master it. I just need to snap out of it, pull myself up by my bootstrap, and it doesn't work that way. And you will end up paying for it down the road, and I wish nobody needs to pay for that. So I would say, common or not, whatever you think it is, if it's true for you, it is true for you, and you need to take care of it.
Yeah. I want to add to that. It's like when it comes to like taking a break before you go into art school, I think every person is different. Some people need to take a break. Some people need to go straight ahead and just do stuff. I will join Nico and Yen about take care of yourself first, because you won't be able to be successful if you're dealing with mental issues that stop you from being the best version of yourself. So it's like what Nico said, even like the smallest step, like helping around the house is good. But if you can get financial security, that's like one of the things that will take one major thing out of your list. We had a teacher when I was in the art academy. First year, first time we met him, the advice that he gave us was such: if you want to be an artist, go be a garbage person. And his reasoning, it took me a whole lot of time to understand what he was saying until I had to actually get a day job myself. But listen how smart that is. He says, like, nobody wants to be a garbage man. Everybody looks down at the garbage man. But the garbage man wakes up early at 3 a.m., starts working, finishes his workday at 9 a.m., and he gets paid a whole lot more than regular people. So you finish up your work by the time that other people get up, you have financial security, and you can work on your own art at the rest of the day. So it's like whatever it takes. Today, I will say that to other young artists, like financial security, if you're able to stay at home and that's good for you, that's great. But some people find that staying at home and taking a break and not working is actually more mentally challenging than just getting a day job. So it's like, it's what's good for you and how you balance things. But, you know, don't wait to become this awesome artist before you start applying to jobs, because you will become the awesome artist when you start working.
You know, before I went into that big company to do that, 11-month stint, I think like a few years before that, I was working in a small company down near Niagara Falls, and it's pretty much in a portable. It kind of stunk, literally, because also it got hot in there in the summertime. But I digress. The thing about that job was I want to do stuff that's going to be good. I want to do stuff that's going to go in my portfolio. I know I'm not getting paid a lot for this drawing, but I don't care. I want to do it really well so I could put in my portfolio. And then I remember going in, showing my stuff, and then the guy was like, this is no good. I'm like, what do you mean? Why? What's wrong with it? And he's like, it's too exact. It's too, you put too much time into this. Take a piece of paper, put it over top, trace it freehand, and hand it back in an hour. It's like, what? And, and I was like, man, I went home that day. Did I want to draw? No, I did not want to draw. It's like doing that bad art job was worse than taking a computer job that wasn't related to art, because I just thought about art all day, couldn't wait to get home to do my own stuff. I don't know if that's true for anybody else, but for me, if I was to go back, a bunch of years or whatever, starting all over again, that's exactly what I'd do. I'd try to find a job in a gas station, at a concierge, something where I could just sit there, hopefully have a little sketchbook, and pretty much sit there to paid to just sit there, right? And then I could just do my own art. Yeah.
If I could piggyback off of that, I think like one of the most important things to remember, no art journey looks the same, and they're all wildly different. It's not even like they're just similar and just slight differences. They're all wildly different. So I mean, if you're at a place where you're really struggling with mental health, I know from my own experiences with mental health, sometimes that's an indication that something in your life is out of balance. Maybe you have burnout from college. Maybe something is going on in your life that we don't know about.
It could also be physical.
Yeah, it could be physical as well.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about before, sometimes maybe your needs aren't being met. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating well? Are you getting exercise? It's when things like that happen, it's, you can take the time that you need to. Art will still be here, but it's time to focus like, okay, what is going on in my life that I need to focus on me and kind of find that balance again.
Hey, any of you guys feel like this last quarantine year, did any of y'all feel like this last quarantine year was a year of a lot of introspection?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh,
For sure.
A bit, yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
But I just want to add, for me, the last year was such a good year, and I feel always bad because they say that, because that year is the year I joined the Discord. That year was my first Lightbox Expo that I was able to attend to, and because I could afford it and I didn't have to pay for a hotel and anything. That year I met some of the most wonderful people and got a lot of job opportunities because everything was going digital. So, and when I think of last year, I think of a year of that I took a lot of opportunities, and they are paying up so much now. So I just wanted to add, like, and in that time of struggle, that I struggle a lot as well, but I managed, so many wonderful things happened because of it as well.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
If I could just add, I'm really glad that it was brought up that each person has their own, I guess, story and situation. And going back to that question, it's like, if you're in a place where, hey, do I sort myself out before I pursue this art thing? If you have the means and the time, I highly recommend it, whether it's through therapy, journaling, reaching out to people, because, you know, it might seem like on social media, somebody, it just looks so easy for them, but for you, you've got to deal with, you know, personal problems with your family, with the people that are around you. You might have been raised by narcissists. We don't know. And so I think trying to understand and increase as much self-awareness as possible for yourself, and then bit by bit, try to find healing in all the places in your life. And sometimes it means walking away from certain situations. But, you know, don't be afraid to reach out. Go to even psychologytoday.com, find some kind of local therapist. There's always options for sliding scales if you don't have the money to afford it. But, you know, find a way to get help, because you don't have to be alone in your fight, in your struggle.
There's even some great YouTube channels and such. Like, I've been finding more and more interesting medical channels, like from doctors teaching me how to sleep better, things like that. I was having pure insomnia earlier in the week, and I think actually going back a little bit into the weekend too. One day, Monday, I slept maybe 2 hours and I lost 7 pounds in 24 hours.
Oh,
It was
God.
scary.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But anyways, you gotta, and sometimes you don't even know that you're stressed. Like, I didn't know. I felt fine, but I just was like, how come I'm still up? How come I'm not hungry? How come, you know, it's 6 in the morning and I'm still up, and then 8 o'clock comes around and I wake up again, you know, like after going to sleep at 6. Yeah, it was weird. I'm fine now though, by the way. I'm hungry as hell and I've been sleeping a lot, so it's all good.
We'll have to hear you're good.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right, well, why don't we take anybody have any questions in Slido or any kind of topics they want to talk about or anything like that?
Do you rest enough, Bobby?
Bobby has the question, please.
That's a
We all
question we all ask sometimes.
Bobby, what kind of pillow do you use?
Generally, I sleep maybe 6 hours and then I feel great. But that's been like pretty much all my life. Like, I remember my mom would wake me up on the weekends. As a kid, she would always wake me up on the weekends. It's like, Saturday, Mom. It's like 7:30, you know? And it's like, wake up. Or 7 o'clock, wake up. And I forget her reason, but she did it every weekend.
My family was
My
the
dad
same
did-
way. If you slept past 8 a.m., you were considered sleeping in late. So
My dad used to wake us up because he was bored. He would wake up at 5. And my mom would sleep till like 10 or something like that, and he would get bored. So we would like go and trim the lawn like right next to our windows and stuff like that. So we would get up and keep him company.
That's so cute.
It was actually the same question. Like Bobby, I feel like you have so much going on and you have so many responsibilities, and you've set yourself up to owe a lot of people a lot of maintenance of great things, you know, that you do. But I hope that you take some time for yourself and literally let it just be thinking and breathing and like walking, you know.
No, that's why I get up really early. So I'll have like 3 hours before I start work, and so like 1 hour is pretty much dedicated to just meditation, and 1 hour is like stretching and exercises, and then the next hour is like just cleaning up and preparing food.
Good.
Yeah, as long as I can stay on that schedule, like every day is just awesome. When you start off like that, it's so great.
Shout out to my friends who want to wake up early.
I want you to work nonstop. I don't want you to take any breaks. We need more content from you.
I want you to take breaks. That's the important stuff.
Oh no, he was live last week, and it was like a whole day thing. And like in the mod chat, we're like, "Is Bobby okay?"
Bobby, are you good?
Like, there was like a brief moment where nothing was happening on his screen, and then we saw like the mouse move a little bit. It's like, all right, he's fine, he's alive.
I was in a meeting.
Okay,
I was in a really long meeting. It took like hours. But I really appreciate the concern. Like, yeah. I remember Patricia texting me like, "Are you okay? Yeah, I'm gonna check later." You know. You guys are so great. You all are so great.
You're awesome.
Yeah. I wanted to say shout out to my friends who are heavy sleepers but want to wake up early. We artists can do it. Don't worry, guys. We will find a way to organize our lives.
Nice.
Any other questions in the Discord or any other topics anybody want to talk about?
Yeah, sure. I think I have a question.
Yeah.
Hey, wow.
So,
Wow.
hey.
Oh, wow.
No, I
Wow, it's wow.
My favorite Dutch people.
That's gonna make Nell angry. Isn't it?
Years.
Oh, joking. Hey.
No, but I couldn't help but like tear up a little, right, when you guys were like talking about how awesome the community is, and I definitely feel the same way. But was there like like an equal type of community before like the whole Discord existed, when you guys would just like only meet in person? Like, yeah.
Yeah, Lightbox Expo in person is going to happen not this year, but next year. And when it does, oh my goodness, we will celebrate like nothing you ever seen before.
Maybe like a month long.
That's the Dina 2022.
I'm already saving money.
I also want to give like a little shout out to Tucker Sensei, because he is giving all the people so much workout, and they all get ripped when Lightbox is happening. So
It's so we can hug people better.
Oh, you got yoga?
Yoga in 1 minute.
Yeah, imagine like the Lightbox Expo Discord vibe, except we're all in person. That's what Lightbox in person feels like. Like literally two couples, two guys proposed to their girlfriends at Lightbox Expo. They didn't know each other or whatever. It's just like, it's such a positive thing. It was awesome.
I think I'll just propose to all of you guys for like it's a Lightbox Expo.
I accept.
Oh. No.
Catch me outside Hall F.
No, Hall P.
I remember this other thing where it was like The Godfather, Craig Mullins was there, right? And he was definitely not used to it, I think. Because I think like somebody asked him, can I show you my stuff or whatever? And he was like, I haven't had lunch yet. You want to show me your stuff at lunch? And come with me and we'll go grab something to eat? And the guy was like, sure. And then, you know, somebody spots them walking, they start walking. Somebody spots that person walking, they start walking. Before you know it, it's like 20 strong, like 20, 30 people strong, like Forrest Gump, like following Forrest Gump, you know? And it's like all of a sudden he turns around and he's like, damn, what the heck is going on here? It was so cool.
They all wanted lunch.
It's the line at Burger King.
What a hungry man. And as always, it comes back to food.
Yeah, every time.
We've come full circle.
Yeah. And
Just want to
Like an
point out
onion
that
ring.
our chat hobbies has become the cooking channel.
Yeah, when are we just gonna rename that to the cooking channel? Because
Well, we're gonna do the lunch thing. We're gonna do the thing. We're gonna do it. I promise.
Yeah, it's the 90-minute cooking challenge. Today we're gonna make Salisbury steak with gravy and rice.
Well, and you know, of course, time flies when you're having fun, and we're done the illustration there, the collage there. So awesome
Oh,
job.
it looks so great.
I love it.
It was so cool, like seeing how everybody worked.
Yeah.
I want to see the other Magma boards. Oh, look at that. Oh, look, these jellyfish.
And now there's nothing else to do except to, you know, thank our wonderful people in Discord that hangs out, and everybody in YouTube. Come join us in Discord, draw with us, paint with us, learn with us. My awesome assistant Jamie, always helping out and always being such a great positive voice in the YouTube chat. And of course, our wonderful mods. Big round of applause to our mods, everybody. Thank you so much for keeping such an amazing space so positive, even as we grow so big in our community, you know, tens of thousands. It's, you know, you guys are real special, and yeah, all props go to you guys. And finally, my wonderful co-host, Masae Seki. Thank you, Masae.
Thank you.
And don't forget to check out Wouter Tulp's workshop that just opened up today on schoolism.com. It's going to be awesome. As for me, this is Bobby Chu signing off. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care and have a wonderful rest of your day.